I used to have several sites. Now I kind of like the grower's edge. It gives me that cash max. You can tell it which markets you're looking for, and it will tell you what your highest net back is based on the price they're paying at that time and the basis that they're paying. And that's pretty handy because I don't have to go to so many different sites.
Good afternoon and welcome to GrainTV. My name is Cody Bills. This is Kevin McNew. Today is the 26th. It's a Monday here and we had a bit of a mixed trade in the market. So let's turn over to the iPad and see where we closed off the day. Corn trading down 3 1/4, soybeans up 11 1/4, and wheat in Chicago trading down 10 1/2 cents here. Kevin, early on we had export inspections. Did we see any news there, anything alarming?
Well, nothing really alarming. It's just sort of a continuation of what we continue to see, which is corn doing fairly well in terms of export inspections, and last week we had really strong export sales. So this week we did beat expectations of inspections, coming in at 886,000 metric tons. Soybeans, another strong week at 1.5 million metric tons, and wheat disappointing at the low end of trade expectations. You know, that continues to be the storyline for wheat, that we're just not moving grain for export right now.
Absolutely. And when you look at soybeans, what's kind of interesting, let's take a look at this chart. This is a daily soybean chart, and you'll notice this is for the March contract. You'll notice that we snapped back here today, and of course we traded in this sideways this channel here between 991 as the low side of support on that channel, and we traded down through it last week. Today we're snapping back too. So if we continue to move higher, keep an eye on that 991 level. That should act as a resistance. But I think one of the reasons why we snapped back here today really has to do with the talk out of dryness. We had Ag Rural announce that they're likely going to improve or reduce the production estimates in their February forecast here, and they cited the fact that it was dry much of January in Brazil. And you can really see here there's a large variation between northern and southern Brazil. Here on the chart you'll notice we have northern Brazil, and look at the black line. That's actual precipitation levels here in millimeters. You can see in the last month we have really started to kind of flatline there in terms of precipitation received, and that has had a negative effect on the northern crop. But take a look at the south. We're still well over that purple line, which is the 10-year average. So bottom line here is we have two stories. Southern obviously getting excess moisture, abundant moisture, and the north not getting nearly as much. The bottom line today, though, is that Ag Rural is likely to revise their production estimate lower. And anytime you get that sort of news, I think that provides a little bit of an opportunity for people to get
yeah, and I think, you know, we've been as a trade expecting bumper crop out of Brazil, and so this is sort of maybe taking a little bit of that out of the focus here and saying maybe it's not so bumperish, that it's still going to be big, but sure, you know, we're not going to reach top yields.
Yeah, and yes, you know, last week there's concerns about China canceling export sales, so you had a lot of negative news. You had NOPA crush numbers coming in lower than analysts were expecting earlier on this month. You had WASDE report coming in with higher ending stocks than were expected. So a lot of just bearish news, then we broke through that support. And then, you know, technically it wasn't looking very good either. This is the first positive news we've heard in terms of soybean prices that we've seen in a while. I think provided a little bit of opportunity for some shorts to get covered here.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I'm going to take a moment and just plug my friends at University of Maryland. They're going to be hosting a grain marketing update this coming Friday, January 30th at 7:30 a.m. at Y Mills, Maryland, and that'll be at the Chesapeake College. I'll be a guest speaker there talking about the grain marketing outlook. So if you are on the eastern shore of Maryland or in that general vicinity, contact Shannon Dill, and it'll be a good program for you for sure.
Kevin, one thing I wanted to talk about here before we signed off on today's show. I know export inspections came in. They were very negative here for wheat. You're coming in on the low side of analyst expectations. And you notice when we did the intro, you look at the price changes. Wheat again, pretty negative to the downside.
Right.
How much lower can we go? I mean, do you think What's the market looking for? What does the market need to find a bottom?
I think the market really needs to see a pickup in export business, and we just haven't seen it. You know, we had that high about 2 months ago, and ever since then we've been marching lower, and in expectation of hopefully seeing some better export business when Russia said they were going to be basically locking down their exports. We haven't seen it. Our U.S. dollar has gotten a lot stronger. The euro has gotten weaker. All of this has spelled problems for our export numbers, and we've seen it week in and week out where wheat is just underperforming. So until we start to see that, I don't see this thing turning around in the next few months. Sort of longer term, as we look at new crop wheat potential, there are some positives there. There are lower acres than what we had expected, about a 2 million acre drop in winter wheat plantings. We also have concerns about dryness, especially in Oklahoma where it's exceptionally dry right now. But those are far off in the traders' minds. Right now they're all focused on exports, and that's just not painting a picture for bullish news right now.
Well, that sounds fair enough. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. And if you have any questions about what we talked about today, give us a call. Number is 877-472-4607. And remember, if you want to see charts or build your own charts, just like the ones you saw featured here, give us a call. We'll set you up with a demo, or you can go to grainhedge.com and take a 14-day free trial in the top right-hand corner. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you here Tuesday.